Getting there. All right, we should be live.
All right. Are we live?
We should be live. Hold on a second here.
I feel like I feel extra short today. My microphone doesn't reach my mouth.
Extra short.
Yeah.
Extra shorty knits. Shorty knits extra.
Okay.
Are you ready? You got all your stuff going?
Shane went 0 for 3 tonight, but he got on base. He had like 2 RBIs because 2 of the hits were errors.
That's awesome.
He was 0 for 3 tonight.
All right. Hey. Fantastic.
Yeah, my child. And he had a
See,
gun.
on base percent. On base percent's all that matters, right?
He had a gun out too tonight. It's 28.
Nice.
All right, here we go. I think we're live. Hey, we are live. Hey, everybody.
We are live.
All right. I think let me just.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry, everybody.
We're late starting the late show.
Sorry, hold on.
You want
All
to
right, that
know
works.
how to
All right,
We're
everybody ready?
Yeah,
All right,
I'm
did you
muting my mic.
Did you press record?
I don't need to press record.
Oh, okay.
It records automatic.
Just making
No.
sure, making sure.
This
Yeah.
isn't the old days when you press
Oh,
record.
okay, good.
And
There
we
we
got to 3/4 of a show and realized it
Right.
didn't happen.
And 3, 2, 1.
You want to know how to find it. Seek it out when they hide it. You know it's in the bag when it's an easy grab. But come on, take a chance now. Go, geocache, geocache. And if you need help, we're right there in a flash. If you got a question, just call in and ask. Uncover the stash on the Geocaching Podcast. The Geocaching Podcast.
Welcome, everyone. It's Wednesday. It's 9:30 or 9:10, which means it's once again time for the Geocaching Podcast. Yeah, guys, we're late tonight. My name is Scott Perks. We are our co-host Short, and it's in the next room.
Hello.
Hi, good evening. And please welcome to my virtual left, our special guest co-host, Joshua, the geocaching vlogger. Hi, Joshua.
Well, hello there. Good to be here.
That's all you got? You don't have some little quip that Chad says? Come on, man. You need a little quip. I need a quip.
Oh, a quip.
Let's talk events.
There you
Let's
go.
talk.
That,
Let's talk unique events.
There
that
you
was
go.
my chat impression.
You don't even have an accent there. You got at least got to throw the accent. Y'all need to talk about events. Is that rocks? Tonight's episode 823, recorded live on July 10th, 2024. These unusual geocaching events. Phone lines are open, guys. So give us a call 808-468-7924. That is 808-GOT-SWAG. And for you international callers, you can call us free via the web at callinstudio.com/show/GCPC. But first, Joshua,
Yes,
before we get to the show, we got to talk about Patreon.
of course we do.
You know,
Yes,
pal.
we
You
do.
know all about Patreon.
I'm on the other side of the paywall. It's worth it.
It is.
I got to see Cody fall into that creek.
You did.
Wasn't that the best?
It was so
didn't
funny.
you just like watch it on repeat and it just got funnier every single time?
The best part about it was Cody's reaction to it. Like he was just kind of like nothing's going wrong here. No, everything's fine.
He accepted his fate.
Yes.
Totally accepted his fate. Like, I'm going in the water, and that's what's happening right
Yes,
now.
yes.
This is my life. It's 10 degrees outside, and I'm going in the water. Guys, there's 2 ways you could help us out. You go to paypal.me. That's paypal.me/the Geocaching Podcast. You make a one-time donation, go straight to the bills, or guys, you join like Joshua says. You join Patreon. Guys, you get extra audio, extra video, only available to our Patreon members. I have a new video going up Saturday. We have a new video. Joshua, you're going to like it.
I am.
Yeah.
What is it
it's
about? What is it
something
about?
You've already done.
Oh,
Already done.
intriguing.
Guys, we got stickers and coins and pat tags and pins. We've got the patron only show at the end of the year to make your lives that much more fun. We give stuff away. It's the best time of the year, the end of the year. So you want to join the patrons, guys? Become like Joshua says, it's better in the inner circle on the other side, the
Yes.
paywall side.
Yes.
A lot more fun, and we like you just a little bit more. We do. Well, I can't speak for Jesse. I do. You go to patreon.com. That's patreon.com/the geocaching podcast.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Josh, who is that?
That is from the guy from Monty Python. Why can't I think of his name right now?
No, it's not. It is not. And a shame on you for not knowing who that is.
What?
I'll do it one more time.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
All these years. That is Sir Lord Alfred Hayes from the WWF from the
Oh my gosh.
80s.
All along I thought it was what's
You
his
thought
face?
You thought it was what's his name from Monty Python?
Yeah.
No.
The fish called Wanda guy. What's his
Yeah.
name? Wow, you learn something every day.
I'll do it one more time. Now do you hear it, Sir Lord Alfred Hayes?
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Oh yeah. Now I picture him. Yes.
Yes. There you go.
Tonight's show is brought to you by my favorite geocaching app, Cachly. Cachly is an advanced geocaching app for iOS. It features powerful online and offline features, including filtered searches, offline maps, and offline saving of caches. Cachly has hundreds of advanced features that will make your geocaching experience just that much better. Get more info at cachly.com, CACHLY.com.
Today we're also sponsored by Logwork. Logwork are the creators of the fantastic logbook, made with genuine write in the rain paper. The logbook designed for the micro containers of the present and future, geared towards the hider who would rather go cache and do cache maintenance. Find them at logwork.com. That's LOGWERK.com.
It's also brought to you by FTF Geocacher magazine. FTF Geocacher is the magazine for geocachers written by geocachers. With 6 issues a year, FTF offers practical advice, hints and tips, cacher bios and milestones, geocaching events, trail tales, and all things geo-related. Find them at ftfgeocacher.com.
And by the Max Suds Body Company. Max Suds Body Company makes handmade bath and body products from all natural oils and butters, such as Poison Bee Gone soap, itch spray, and 2 scent choices of bug spray are all great for outdoor enthusiasts like geocachers. At Max Suds Body, we have you covered from head to toe. Find them at maxsudsbody.com, MACSUDSBODY.com.
And by Practical Geocaching. Practical Geocaching sells utility items for geocaching. Our items are made in the USA, and we always provide free shipping. Find them at practicalgeocaching.com. That's PRACTICAL geocaching.com.
And by Arted Crafted. Arted Crafted creates unique geocaching themed tees and custom designs for you or your geocaching group. With adult sizes ranging from small to 5XL, if you have an idea for a shirt design and cannot find it, then you've gone to the right place. Give them the opportunity to show you how they can enhance your caching experience with your own custom design. Visit them at artedcrafted.com. That's ARTEDCRAFTED.com.
And by pathtags.com for all your swag and path tag needs. Visit our website to get creative help to trade or log tags or to purchase your own personalized path tags. With over 50,000 tags to collect, pathtags.com is everywhere. Everything you need to start your path tag obsession. Visit them at pathtags.com, PATHTAGS.com.
And by Geocaching Adventures LLC. Geocaching Adventures is a full-service travel agency specializing in creating the ultimate worldwide geocaching adventure for cachers and non-cachers alike. What could be better than having your geocaching bucket list vacation all planned and led by geocaching traveling expert? Learn more by visiting us at geocachingadventuresllc.com. That's geocachingadventuresllc.com.
And finally, by GeoGo. Go caching with GeoGo, the geocaching app for Android that includes a Where I Go player, trackable scanner, companion watch app, and county finds database. If you're an advanced geocacher, GeoGo helps with powerful features like nearby cache notifications, optimized routes, offline mode, bulk TB logging, and much more. Learn more by visiting them at geogo.com. That's GEOOH-go.com.
And as always, you can find links to our sponsors on our website or, Joshua?
Or the show notes.
Or in the show notes. Well,
You know, it's not easy to read those when you don't read them every week. So I don't really appreciate your giggling at my ad reading.
sorry about that. Joshua, welcome to the show. Thank you for stepping in for Chad. Mucho apreciado.
Of course, I will always be your Joan Rivers.
We appreciate that. Or our Joan Rivers, yes. Or our Charo, if you're going Love Boat, early
Yes.
80s theme. Yes.
Or Jay Leno.
Or Jay, well, yeah, before he took over.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's right.
Okay, guys, tonight's episode is unusual geocaching events. Before we do that, though, before we do that, I got to get to some news. We got news. We got mail. Of course, we have a busy week on the show. We have. Hey, Joshua, did you hear about this? ASP, what is it? 18, 5, 6, 7, 18
Yeah.
will not be a mega event in 2025 because another event in Canada applied first.
That sounds controversial.
Yeah, super controversial. So they have an appeal going with Groundspeak. You can sign the appeal. You go to change.org and it's ASPGBXVIII mega. We have a link in our show notes if you want to go to it directly in the show notes. But yeah, how about that? ASP, not a mega. Can you do that? I mean, they've been a mega for like 17 years.
Yeah, that's how close are they to one another?
Well, I guess they're in New Jersey.
Okay.
And I think it's one in Canada, so I think it's one of those like close, proximity,
Yeah,
the water in between kind of a thing.
it's in a whole nother country.
A whole nother country, though. That's kind of
Yeah.
I remember different but the same here. I remember Jesse. You'll know what I'm talking about. Nobody else will. The Skokie Lagoons. Okay, there's islands in the Skokie Lagoons. Okay, and there's a bunch of caches on these islands. Joshua, years ago, somebody had caches that were had a cache on an island and a cache on another island, but they were within proximity. They were like 300 feet
Okay.
But the guy, but the owner was like, hey, there's a whole bunch of water between these two. And the reviewer was like, you know what, you're right, approved. And he let it go. So even though they were under 500,
Oh my gosh.
it was approved because of the water. I mean, they were both T5s.
Yeah. Oh
So,
my
yeah.
gosh. I once found a geocache in Ulm, Germany, where the distance was far enough. It was over 500 some feet, but one was on the bottom and one was in the top of the tower of a church. So it was like it
Really,
was above it. Yeah. And it must have got grandfathered in, but yeah, pretty cool. A physical cache on the top and the bottom.
Wow.
that's interesting.
I know. It's cool.
So anyway, yeah. So sorry, off topic of ASP.
Yeah.
So guys, I think that's wrong. I don't approve. I agree with them, but what are you gonna do? If you want, you could sign the appeal again and it's in our show notes if you want to do that. We do have an email.
I got mail
from Dune Buddy.
I got mail.
This was an interesting one we got. It says, he says, one of the funniest segments on the show was when InfoFerret mentioned underwater hockey that was followed by a long discussion about the sport.
How many years ago was that?
Oh my
First of
God.
all?
That was, how long have you been on the show, Jess?
Well, I've been on since what, 2018?
2018. So that's been what? How many years is that?
Or 20?
No, you were in 2018. No,
2018, yeah.
So that was probably 2017.
So it had to been 2016 or 17.
17. So that's
8 years, 7, 8 years, 7, 8 years
This
ago.
is-
People are still talking
Dude,
about
buddy,
that
this
show.
is like 8 years ago.
Well, is this person like going back and listening to
I don't
all
know.
of them?
I don't know.
Like binge watching? No, this person's up to speed.
Probably.
Okay.
That being said, we have replayed the underwater hockey on a repeat.
That's true.
We have repeated the underwater hockey relatively recently within the last 3 years. I think we've replayed because it's such a great. I mean, that stopped the whole show for a good 20 minutes when she just casually mentioned underwater hockey. I'm like, whoa. You don't casually mention underwater hockey. Like my son was playing underwater hockey and this kept going. Anyway, the underwater hockey world championships are scheduled for July 16th and July 27th in Malaysia, Jess.
Okay.
3 of the U.S. team members have connections to Colorado. Our local newspaper published an article, again, in the show notes, guys, about that I'm sure you're interested in reading. I read it. Super interesting. Yeah. So how about that? USA Underwater Hockey World Championships in Malaysia.
Wow.
So it's like a real sport. It's got world championships.
That's cool. That's
Okay.
cool.
Okay. We've got the show. So that's all we got for the emails because the other one is going towards the show. So Joshua.
Yeah.
Unusual geocaching events.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been to many? Just out of curiosity.
I checked. I've been to 273 geocaching events.
Okay.
And I would say out of those, maybe 10 of those were what I would consider unique.
And that's great. That's
Yeah.
That's all. I mean, I've been to a couple hundred as well, and like I think I had 5. What,
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and one of them's mine. Jess, what about you?
I have been to 245 events. And yeah, when I went through the list, I pulled out 2 of my own to talk about. And then other events, really only like 4 that I feel like make the list that are truly unique.
Mhm.
So
That's interesting because that means that most of them are not unique.
No, I would guess probably 95% of them are not unique. That's what
Right.
makes the unique ones so unique.
Yeah.
So guys, if you've been to a unique event, give us a call, 808-468-7924, 808 got swag. We do have a call in the queue, but it's just Doug Bob, our buddy Doug Bob, and so I'm not going to answer it. So Doug Bob, might as well hang up because I'm not answering it. So yeah, so unique events. Jess,
yeah,
give me one.
just
Pick
anything.
anyone. Let's hear one from you.
Okay.
A unique event you've either had or been to.
All right. I'll start with one that I've been to.
Uh-huh.
It was a flash mob, and there was absolutely nothing special about the flash mob, except for the fact that it was in a location that after which we all went inside and watched a movie together. The flash mob was called "We're Gonna Need a Bigger Flash Mob."
Oh my God, I remember that one. Yeah.
And guess what movie was showing at the theater in which the parking lot of which the event was held? Of course, Jaws.
Jaws was playing. That's right.
And it was, believe it or not,
Oh,
here's my
I couldn't believe this.
moment of
My mind
truth.
blew my mind.
Moment of truth. It was the first time I'd ever seen Jaws.
What?
Just like 5 years ago.
And you saw it in the theater. That's pretty cool.
I saw it in the theater.
For the record, it was my first time seeing it in the theater. I've seen Jaws 100 times, but it
Yeah.
was my first time seeing it in the theater. Yeah.
Oh, I've never seen it in the theater. That would be fun to see it in the theater.
It was fun to see in the theater. Yeah.
Wow.
Such a great movie. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was fun. I mean, it was
Not
something
only that,
different.
it was a dinner theater. So like,
Sure.
the kind that like served you dinner. Like they came in.
Yeah, we had dinner and drinks
We had
and
dinner and drinks and a waiter and everything. Yeah.
That reminds me of one of the MOGAs when the movie Treasure was going around.
sure.
And that was, they had it shown in a theater, which was really cool. This is before people were doing, I think, GIF events in theaters. And I think also Treasure was shown in a drive-in movie theater in one location, which that's pretty unique. I mean, a drive-in movie geocaching event.
No, that is really, that'd be cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
Wow.
I wasn't there, but I heard it was cool.
Oh, you weren't there.
I went to the movie theater one. I didn't, but I heard about the drive-in.
So I do have an email here before I get to Joshua. I have a couple emails, but I'm going to get to this one. This is from Bronco Cole. Bronco Cole is from Minnesota, and he's the one who spurred this topic. He talked to me about the Olympics out of Minnesota. Joshua, were you there?
Oh, I couldn't believe I missed it.
How did you miss this, Joshua?
I saw the pictures later and the videos of people throwing the ammo cans, and I have geo regret. Like I should have been there. I was not.
Okay, so let's he says, "Hey GCPC," and he wrote me a long email, and I have chopped this out a little bit, so I apologize, Bronco. But I for time I had to knock some out, and it's still long. I was asked to talk about some unusual events that the geocachers of Minnesota, GOM for short, have been doing, and thank you for the invitation to be on the podcast. Sadly, I couldn't be on the live show, but I thought I'd write in so we could at least get an opportunity to talk about some of the fun events we've been having. Joshua, are you a member of the geocachers of Minnesota?
Oh yes, I am.
You are. Okay. GOM has hosted a couple of different series of events that have gotten attention over the last 3 years. Some examples are we host a craft beer week each summer. It's 7 days long at different craft breweries around the Twin Cities. All 7 events hosted by different cachers. If you attend all 7, you get a prize. Plus, this year kicks off on July 14th. Oh, a plug, excuse me. This year kicks off on July 14th in Minneapolis at Brew Lab 101. That's a GCAPPD5. Anybody who's curious? Hey, Joshua, you're in Minnesota. Another example, we had a GOM Spirit Week. It was 5 days, all themed days like you do back in school. GCO hosted Space Day, Neon Day, Stuffed Animal Day, Red, White, and Blue Day, and Hat Day. Again, participation was up, and it was a ton of fun seeing everyone with different themes each day, and prizes were given to those who made all 5 events. Now for the last series I want to talk about and why I was asked to be on the show, the GOM Olympics. GOM Olympics was created in collaboration between several Minnesota cachers. We were discussing the possibility of hosting a competitive series that was purposely unusual but fun and still geocaching related that may break cachers from the same old stand around and talk for 30 minutes type of event. Something different. Secretly, I've always wanted to do an event where people chucking ammo cans, but never pulled the trigger. After a few back and forths, a few ideas came out. Some were good, some were scrapped. In the end, those guys provided the sparks, and I poured gasoline on it by publishing 4 events. So they have events once a month for the next 4 months, I think starting this month. 2 Sundays ago, we held our first event of the Olympics called the First Act, ACT, which stands for Ammo Can Toss. I don't know if you've seen people line up and toss an ammo can, but it's a hoot. Everyone got 2 tosses, marking where the ammo can landed with little flags with their name on it. Lots of laughing, some friends smack talking, and very lighthearted event. Prizes were given at the end of the winner with the longest toss. Though nobody knew it during the competition, the second place medal was awarded for the shortest toss. The second place winner was pumped. If we were to do this event again, we were learning, and none of us had ever tossed an ammo can before. We would probably do different divisions, men, women, seniors, kids. I don't know. It's developing. It was just the first act. And after, I'm not sure anyone has perfected tossing ammo cans yet. And if everybody's curious, that's GCARPH9.
So I saw some of the videos of this, and it was hilarious because people were literally throwing them like spinning around like they were throwing a shot put. Like they were spinning around and then chucking it. And it's probably good that I didn't go to this event because I just go too hard on competitions. I probably would have threw out my shoulder or something because I would have been like, I'm going to win this thing. And so it's probably good I didn't go, but it was really hilarious. The videos I saw.
Yeah, I've seen it done before. Gonal's had it in the past, the Geocaching of Northern Illinois. They've had it in the past, an ammo can toss. And I didn't participate in it, but I saw it, and it was pretty humorous to watch.
Tyrone says they do an ammo can toss at ASP.
Oh, do they? Nice. There you go. See,
love that.
Will not be a mega this year, by the way. Number 2, Quick Jump, which stands Quick Jump is the second month. I'm sorry. We are also doing 1 event per month for GOM Olympics coming up. The GOM Olympics events we have is Quick Jump, which stands for JUMP, stands for Jumbled Up Mystery Puzzles. It's more of a brain puzzle event where you unjumble words to open different ammo cans. Just that one.
I would be pretty good at that.
That's GCAT05Q. The next month is Micro Run, which is RUN, stands for Rolling Up Nanos. This will test your fingers on who can roll up those pesky nano logs the fastest.
Jeez.
I'm actually pretty good at that. GCAT1TT. And finally, the final lap. LAP stands for Ladders and Poles. So you can imagine what kind of T5 skills you'll need here.
Might be a few pinched fingers on that one.
That one sounds dangerous. It sounds like a WWE event. Yes. Ladders and poles.
GCAT1R7 is the GC for that one. Anyway, thanks for reading this on the show and giving GOM some recognition. We play nice, we have fun, and because of our lightheartedness with these events, this is just a hobby after all. We hope to be the next group to bring Mega to Minnesota in the future. I appreciate the work you do for the geocaching world throughout your podcast. Bronco. Thanks, Bronco. Yeah, so that's good. Joshua, are you going to go to any of these events? You're like right there.
Yeah, I might. I applaud them for having some creative, unique events. There are just, there's a lot of events of people showing up and standing around. So I love an event where you can do something,
Sure.
And
I love events. I mean, I love the sitter hunt and talk events as well. Don't get me wrong. I like those as well, but it's always nice to have when a unique one comes around, and Jess and I know always try to hit the unique ones when we see them, just because it's something different and it's something pretty cool. Usually it's something pretty cool, Okay, so Joshua, what about you? Tell me one you've been to. Give me a cool event you've been to, or had, I should say.
Yeah, some of mine are the ones I hosted. So I did I had my birthday party become a geocaching event.
That's when we had like the DeLorean there. Was that your birthday?
Yes.
Yeah.
So here's the thing: if you have access to a DeLorean, you have an event with the DeLorean, and then you call up GCHQ and you say, "I need Adventure Labs for the DeLorean." So yeah, I had a Back to the Geocache birthday event, and yeah, that was my DeLorean event. Love that. In the spirit of flash mobs, I hosted a couple flash mobs. I did one on Prince's birthday, so we had a purple rain where everybody wore purple, and we had a big water fight. That was fun.
Nice.
Lightsaber battles. I saw that was on your list for
Yeah,
flash
I have that on
mobs.
my list.
Yeah, I think there was a flash mob, an international flash mob that was on May the 4th. So we had a lightsaber battle, but me and my buddy, we hosted it, but we like literally orchestrated a lightsaber battle to start it. Like we fully like choreographed it like it was a dance. And then everybody came out. We had about 100 people all with lightsabers and sticks.
Nice.
That was a lot of fun. But here's one that I didn't go to. I know I'm going through these quickly.
Yeah, dude.
Here's one I didn't go.
One at a time, man. Just one at a
Oh,
time.
I know. I'm going too fast. Okay, I'll
He's
stop.
just so excited.
I'll stop.
One at a time, man. Take your time. Don't worry.
Okay, I'll give you one more that was really unique.
Okay.
So that I missed because he had planned it earlier, but it didn't work out because the stuff he needed for it didn't show up. So my friend Daniel Flieger in Germany, he worked with a bottling company that makes bottled sodas, and he had them create his very own geocaching soda, like lemonade soda bottle. And on the bottle, he made it so there were field puzzles. So you'd get your soda bottle, you'd walk around town, and you go to different stations, and each station was like a field puzzle that involved using the bottle in some way to solve to solve an adventure lab throughout the city with this bottle of soda.
Wow.
It was really cool. It was
That's
really
very cool.
I know. And I was really I went there for the event, but then the soda wasn't finished yet, so he had to postpone it. So, but he had it this summer and it looked awesome. So
Wow.
that's one of the most unique things I've ever heard for an event.
Okay, we do have some callers here, so we're gonna take a chance here. Let's talk. We got New Jersey. Hello. Hello.
G'day, Scott.
Hello.
G'day,
Oh.
Scott, Jesse, Josh.
Oh, look who it
Fred.
is.
Hit the button.
I got
We've got New Jersey here.
What's up, man? It's See My Shit's it's See My Shell. What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Yes, g'day to all three of you. Mate, ringing in, of course, because of unusual events. Now, my favourite unusual event happened back in Australia a few years back now.
Okay.
Give context, Australia, we don't really celebrate Halloween. It's a very American thing to do. But in Australia, we don't really celebrate it. There's one guy there, though, that loves horror, Halloween, and he's just in the north side of Sydney. So I had to go to his event because it's supposed to be special. You have to dress up Halloween style. So everyone who attended dressed up in Halloween style. There was everything Halloween you can imagine. You know, there's the blood sausages on the barbecue and all that sort of stuff. But the best part itself was he made his entire garage, which is 2-story garage, mind you. An entire garage was made up into a one of those scare house things. What do you call it?
A haunted house.
Haunted house.
Haunted house with zombie, like actual machines
Oh my
that shake as you walk past, the zombies screaming at you and blood splatters throughout. So it was absolutely incredible. This event that he had and hosted as a geocaching event first, but the geocaching event was only there as a trial for him because he then opened up his house for like 2 weeks during Halloween and obviously got donations and then supported the local children's hospital for all the donations that he got through.
Oh,
So that was
nice.
pretty cool.
Nice. That's awesome. That is
Yeah.
awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah. But the actual, I've never seen these haunted houses like this. I mean, to see a haunted house like this, I go to Six Flags now, and I see the same sort of style of haunted house that he ran by himself. I'm serious. And I've been to several Six Flags. Don't worry about that.
You know, the listeners are noticing you're losing your Australian accent and you're getting a Jersey accent.
No way. There's no Jersey accent. Jeez.
I hear a little Jersey
Everyone in
twang in
America
there.
everyone in America thinks Jersey's got an accent, but it's only the North Jersey, the Italians that have that accent. The rest of New Jersey doesn't have an accent.
Doesn't have it. Like, you mean they speak like Midwesterners? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Yeah.
No.
Give them like a normal American.
Jesse grew up on the East Coast, so I think she's gonna disagree with you, Jesse.
I grew up in Maryland and I have family in Jersey, and we definitely all had accents, because then I moved here to Illinois and I was like, what is that word that you're saying? And then now, of course, I say it that way. So
Yeah. Well, your accent comes out sometimes.
Absolutely.
When you're funky or you're like angry, your accent kicks in.
Absolutely.
It kicks in.
or when I go back east for like half a day, I like fall right back into it for sure.
Yeah, I sometimes hear it.
Craig, I think you have a great voice. You should start your own podcast.
Or maybe one with you.
I should.
Yeah, we should start a podcast, Craig. We could do it like treasures of like like a travel podcast.
A travel podcast.
Yeah, treasures of our town. That sounds great.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. If anyone's town, that's right. That's the one.
That's a great show, and actually, I'm really glad that you brought it up, because I do want to plug you guys. I just recently listened to your interview with Mag Planner, and I want to give you guys props for that. It was a great interview. It was so different than his interviews on like our show and other geocaching shows that he's been on. You guys like brought up other topics and other aspects of his trip, and it was great. So everybody go listen to Treasures of Our Town interview with Mag Planner. It was fantastic.
Thanks, Jesse.
Oh, thank you, Jeff. Thank you. You know, when it was actually watching you guys interview in the first place, like months ago, when he's halfway through his tour around, his trip around, Josh messaged me. He goes, "Have you seen? Like, did you listen to the podcast?" I said, "I did." I said, "Well, who's this Mag Planner guy?" So it was actually you guys that brought him out to the.
Oh, totally.
Call, you know, so.
And I messaged Scott and I was like, "Are you okay if we ask him? We don't want to be copycats."
Yep. But no, Jeff, you're right, because I mean, we try and say that we're a travel podcast that's guided by our geocaching and Munsey and gaming, but you know, we all know that we do have a love for our geocaching. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, Craig, always a pleasure to hear from you, buddy. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you. Have a good night, guys, and I'll see you next time.
Yes, you be well.
See you, Craig.
Bye. Did he? I think he hoo-hooed and I cut him
He
off.
did. You missed it.
You missed him.
I heard
I'll put it right here, though. Hold on.
There it is.
We've got Connecticut on the line. You know what that means? What's up? What's up, Skip? You know what the best part about this is that every time Skippy says his name, guys, for all you know, ever since Jesse took on the host role, aside from when we do the One Up Me contest, it's auto screened, which means you speak and it reads your, it deciphers your speak. It always doesn't say firefighter Skipper, it says effer Skippy. The whole way. And it makes me smile every time that it says that.
Oh,
So like, Skip, I don't know if it's your accent or what, but it always says effer Skippy. Like here, effer Skippy's calling about the mag trip. That was the last time you called. Effer Skippy about unusual events. That's what it is. So what's up, effer Skippy?
Well, we went to one down in Florida years ago. It was called Cachapalooza. They had it for a number of years down there.
Mm-hmm.
And during the main event, after dinner time, they played some different games. And one of the games they played was they had two teams of 5 players on each team, and it was a relay race. You had to race 20 feet down, and you had to open up a lock and sign the log and put it back in, and then you go back, and the next person goes down and opens up a freeform, signs the log, puts it back, goes back out, and they went through. It was preform, nano, a bison tube, a lock and lock, and one other container. I forgot what the other container was. So there was 5 containers, 5 players on the team, and the team that finished first was the winning team.
Nice.
Fun event.
I love good events.
That
yeah,
sounds fun.
that does sound fun. That's a good one. Where was that? Was in Florida, you say?
Yeah, in Florida, they used to hold this event called Cachapalooza. They did it for 10 or 11 years, and like 4 or 5 of them were mega events.
Nice. I like that. So is that a long time ago, Skip? Are you aging yourself as a cacher? I mean, as a cacher, I'm an old man as a geocacher. I'm an old man.
Me too.
I'm up on years.
You're what?
I'm coming up on 20 years.
Oh,
of
you're super
geocaching.
old. Okay, wow. What am I at? I'm in 2008. How many years is that?
It's the same. 16.
16? Yeah.
Yep. You and me, same.
Maybe we could drive. Oh. All right, Skip. Always a pleasure, buddy. That's a good one. Thanks for calling. You be well, Skip. I think he just hung up on me. He was done.
Said what he needed to say.
F for Skippy. We've got Ohio. We've got Starcatcher. What's up, buddy?
Hey, can you hear me good? Because I'm on a speakerphone.
You're on a speakerphone. Yeah, I can.
Sounds great.
You sound good. What's up, man?
I just wanted to know if you can hear me good, or should I pick it up?
Nope, you're fine.
No, you're good.
You're good.
Good enough. I wanted to tell you about a series of events that a cacher has about. It's about 45 miles away from me, but it's every year. It's an annual event that he throws for daylight savings time ending. So he throws an event at a local park, local for his area. That it's a half-hour long event that starts at 1:45 a.m. and ends basically half hour earlier,
right?
At 1:15 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, he calls it the time warp event, and it's really fun to go. I mean, there's usually about 15, 20 people that show up at this little park in this little small town, and we're there for, well, it's supposed to be a half-hour long event, but as most events occur, it's probably more like an hour.
Sure, of course, yes.
But yeah, so it's a fun little event that occurs in the middle of the night, and so many people from all around drive to this little teeny town to have this event in the middle of the night.
That's awesome.
And
in the middle of the night.
What's funny is he has permission from the park, and he also notifies the police department, and usually they drive by at least once during the event. You see the police car drive by us, and we all wave at the police car as he drives by us. I mean, they have to think that we're crazy, coming there at whatever 2 o'clock in the morning to have an event.
You are crazy, but that's okay. We've all done it.
Like I said, 6 years now. They've had it for 6 years.
That's awesome.
So the coming year will be the 7th year that he's had this event.
That's awesome.
That's an unusual event.
No. We've actually been to one. They used to do that in Chicago.
We used to do. Yep.
They don't do it anymore. I think Saul's used to do it. Wasn't it Saul's? He had it at a.
It was always at the Oasis.
At the Oasis. Guys, if you ever been to Illinois, our
very few of them left anymore.
No, we used to have. You know how what's it called? It's not
a rest area.
Rest area. Illinois had rest areas, but they were above the road, so they had oases where you could. It was a building, and they had restaurants, McDonald's, and Taco Bell, and you can go in and bathrooms, and it was over the expressway, and they had them probably every 50 to 100 miles, and they'd always have this event at an oasis. It was always at the oasis because it was easy to get to. You can get at it from both ways. It was kind of nice. And it was always like you said, exactly like you said, Starcatcher. It was at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and
and it went until 1 o'clock in the morning.
It went till 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah.
Yeah. It ended before it began.
Yeah. It was nice. Yeah. I went to them a bunch of times. They were always fun. Yeah. I think he did it both ways though, if I recall. I think Saul should do it for the back and forth. Like an hour later, an hour earlier.
Yeah, in Cleveland, apparently they do. Cleveland area. I went to one this year where it's the opposite side of daylight savings time, but that's not as it's not as fun where
No.
because there you kind of lose an hour during the event. All of a sudden, an hour disappears. But the daylight savings time end event, where the end of the event is actually before the beginning.
Right. Yeah. Sure. Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yes. All right, buddy. You be well. Thanks for calling in. That's a good one. We appreciate that. You be well.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. I think I'm up. I'm gonna say, Jess, you remember this? This is from this is a while ago. This event was called a Midsummer Night's Pooflinging.
Oh, absolutely. I think I still
You do not have
one.
a poo. So get
I might
this.
have a poo.
West Bend, Wisconsin. The West Bend Mega had to be probably 8 years ago, if not more than that, maybe 10. We have the Pooflinging Monkeys. The Pooflinging Monkeys is a group of cashers that, branded themselves, like you have a group of cashers that have a name, like they were the Pooflinging Monkeys, and they have been.
Oh gosh.
So they decided to have a pooflinging event. A flash mob. It was a flash mob, a pooflinging flash mob. 15-minute pooflinging flash mob. And like 11 o'clock at night in a park. No, I'm sorry. No, it wasn't a park.
It was in a parking lot.
It was in a parking lot, excuse me, in a parking lot. And so everybody had their cars faced to the circle. So the lights were on, so it was bright. And they had what they had, Joshua, was these little footballs. About Jesse, you couldn't find this?
No, I bet it's in the garage in my box of swag.
About this big, okay. And guys, you can't see my fingers. Probably about 3 inches.
3 inches.
Squishy footballs.
Yeah, like a stress ball thing.
The stress ball. Yeah. And they had hundreds.
But they were printed. They had PFM on them.
Yeah, PFM on them. Yeah, Poofling Monkeys. Hundreds of them. And so everybody got a handful, okay, and it's kind of 3, 2, 1, and everybody whipped them at each other. It was great. It was just it was the most crazy thing I've ever seen. For 10 minutes, people just whipping squishy footballs at each other. And Jesse, the best part is I was reading logs because I was laughing at logs. What's her name was like, Burks wouldn't stop nailing me with the poo.
For some reason, I believe that.
You know who it was? It was what's her name?
Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
So yeah, a Midsummer Night's Pooflinging by the Monkeys. A great event. Such a fantastic event. Joshua, to you now. Back to you, sir.
Yeah. Have you guys ever done a floating event?
A floating event?
We have them around here quite a bit, but we have not ever done one.
Yeah, we're in the land of 10,000 lakes, so we often have a lot of events in the middle of lakes where you all show up at a certain time in the middle of the lake. I've been to 1 or 2 of them. The last one I went to, there were 100 people out in the middle of the lake.
Wow.
Like in kayaks, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, kayaks and canoes.
Oh, really?
I attached some of my videos in the show notes so you can see what this looks like. But people are out there, they're fishing, and one guy's like, caught a walleye, and people are, drinking and drinking and having fun. But it's kind of it's a flash mob kind of, but this one wasn't. But it's kind of a spectacle. Like, why are all these people all and it's so fascinating because with a lake, a lot of them are all coming from different directions. So it looks normal, and then all of a sudden there's just a pile of canoes and kayaks in the middle, right in the middle of the lake. And I think it's a T5 too, which is kind of cool.
Sure, I was just saying, I hope it's a T5, a T5 event. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. So those are a lot of fun if you ever have a chance.
Oh, I don't have a boat, so I've never been.
I just bought one.
Jesse just bought a boat.
I just bought one.
Yes, she bought. What'd you buy? A 2-person?
I bought a kayak. I bought an inflatable kayak. We'll see how that goes.
That works.
Yeah, we'll be swimming back to shore.
Yeah. If it doesn't work, there's other kayaks. Just hop on another one.
Jesse, to you.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to talk about. Let's see. I'm going to go to an event that we used to have. That was the local awards show. So we used to have. They're no longer around, but we used to have a local geocaching association called GONAL that you mentioned earlier, Geocachers of Northern Illinois, no longer in existence, but they used to do every month they would host or they would have a different theme, and you would nominate and vote for a cache that met that theme, and then that cache would be the cache of the month for that month. And then once a year, they had the awards show where they would hand out the awards for all of the caches of the month, and then they would vote for the cache of the year. And there was one year that I actually won one of the caches of the month.
Did
I did not win cache of the year, but yeah, it was. I got cache of the month, so I got an award at the awards show. It was super exciting. It was a GeoCoin, of course.
a cache of the month.
Yeah, but that was always fun. They did that every year, and so kind of, and every month was a different theme. So the one that I won was a holiday theme. You could have any cache that was related to any sort of holiday. But they would do all kinds of stuff, sports themes and whatever. So it kind of encouraged creative hides and variety and that kind of thing. So that was always fun.
No, that was a good one. Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Oh my gosh, I looked. They hadn't done it since 2018, so that's probably
Really?
about when they disbanded. Yeah.
Wow, that's been a while. Okay, we do. Calls are coming in. We've got. Oh my goodness, we got Canada. Hey there, Neltra. Hey there.
Hello.
Hi Tracy. How are you?
Yeah, I'm well, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Have you
Good,
been
good.
to a crazy event?
Yeah, I actually just went to. This was on June 29th, and I was just looking up the GC code when I heard Joshua talk about a caching party in the middle of the lake, and that's exactly what this was.
Oh, you're kidding. You went
to and we had a few mishaps. So we all blew up all our crafts, or brought our crafts to the shore, got out to the island. One of the canoes came in and 2 people got off, no problem. The third person went in halfway. They got halfway in. Anyways, they slipped on the rocks and got halfway in. And then somebody was coming in behind them on a kayak, and they decided, oh, it's a little busy here. I'm going to go around to the other side of the island. There was a log over there. I'm going to get out there. So I ran over the other side of the island to meet him, to help him get out. And we're talking about, I'm not sure, he's close to 80 years old. Just have to add that. And he decided it was a good idea to try and go underneath this log. So he's stuck underneath the log.
Oh no!
He did get out. We did get him out.
I hope so.
But it was yes. And then the other mishap. We had our event. It was all fun. Had a few snacks, and then we went to leave. Most of the people were off the island by this time. Boomer 365 and I were the second to leave the island, and we had just a little blow up dinghy. We decided that we were going to help one of the ladies. There were 2 people left. Both had kayaks, and they were the hosts. And so the lady gets in her kayak, and we were trying to sort of squeeze it in, the kayak, between our dinghy and her boat. And I don't know what happened, but the next thing you know, she's swimming. So full on swimming. So,
oh no!
Yeah. So,
yeah, that's kind of what can happen at that kind of event. Someone's got to be swimming.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I posted 20 pictures, and you know what? I found out that the maximum you can post on Geocache is 20.
Really?
Oh, really?
20. Yeah. I didn't know that until I tried posting it, because I was trying to tell the story, right, of the whole thing, and posting all the pictures that I had. And yeah, I had to actually try and delete a few pictures and figure out which 20 I wanted to post. So.
Tracy, always a pleasure to hear from you. Always a pleasure.
Thanks, it was nice talking to you.
Thanks
too.
for calling in. Good story. You be well.
You too. Have a great night.
Bye-bye. We have got, look who it is. It's California. That doggo. GSM times 2.
Hello, kids.
Hi, what's up, buddy?
Hi, Scott.
So
Hey, Scott.
if Chaz was there, he would tell about the North versus South Super Soaker event.
Oh, I think he's
that
talked
they
about this
had.
before. Yes, he has talked about this before. Yes. But go ahead.
Yeah, I got to go there in 2017. I went up there when I was promoting Gigastock and got to not participate. I got to shoot a video, and what happens is every year in Sacramento they have people who live on the north side of the American River and people who live on the south side of the American River, and there's a bridge, a thin pedestrian bridge, and they just have a super soaker event where people have super soakers and all kinds of things that throw water, and for I don't know, it lasted about 5 minutes. You just sit there and try and push the other team back, and it was a blast.
That's
it was
fantastic.
a lot of fun, and
Awesome.
that was the first time I ever got to meet Chaz.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. That sounds like a fun
didn't
event.
know-
Is this
Didn't know who he was, but just interviewed him, and
do they,
and then found out who he was.
do they still do that event?
I don't know. I don't live in Sacramento, so I do not know. You'll have to ask him when he comes back next
Ask
week.
Chad. Yeah.
Doesn't Chaz talk about an event where he gets to shoot guns?
Oh yeah, there's the gun
That's El Rojo's event.
Rojo's
The
event.
shooter, the Taft shooter challenge.
Yeah. We
Forgot
have
about
shoot
that.
guns. Let's go to that, Josh. Me and you.
Yeah.
I'd wager lots of money. Josh has never shot a gun in his life.
I have. Well, maybe I've pulled the trigger once on a gun. I'm not. I'm not the gun type of person. You think?
No, you're not.
Okay, yeah, you're probably right.
Nor
You're
am I,
right.
so don't
You're
feel-
right.
No. I've never shot a handgun. I've shot a rifle. I've never shot a handgun.
Yeah, I've shot a rifle once.
I've
Yeah.
never shot a handgun. Jess, you ever shot a handgun?
No.
No.
Do you want to?
I recently had a conversation about this with someone, and my answer is not like a hard no.
Yeah.
I just have never really had an opportunity.
No.
I would.
I probably would. Yeah, I don't think I wouldn't. If I was in a shooting range,
right?
Like a safe shooting range.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take a couple of plugs.
Yeah.
Sure. I absolutely would. I just have never. I've never had the opportunity.
Right into your face.
Probably, I would probably hurt myself.
Like a tooth.
Right.
Yep. Oh, sorry, Scott. We took over the conversation.
Well, he brought up super soakers.
I sit here and listen. I sit there quietly and listen to you guys.
That's a good one,
Anyways,
Scott.
That's it. So you guys have a great day.
You're good.
and
Thanks for calling in, buddy.
Good
That was a
chatting with
pleasure.
all of you.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. The water gun one. Well, I do have two more emails I got to get to before the show ends here. One of them is this is from social media, actually. I think it was right. Social media. Ed Mulligan says, my Magic Maker event was building a simple electrical gadget cache. I taught people how to use LEDs, switches, and batteries. Everyone who attended was able to learn soldering, probably soldering. The write-up on the gadget is here, which is free to read, and it's in the show notes. If you want to see the write-up for the gadget cache on how to build it, it's there. And then we got one more email from KC11, and it's unfortunately long. Good evening, Geocaching Podcast crew. I wanted to write to you, talk about an unusual event I had the opportunity to co-host last year with a good friends of mine, Geo, John, and Carol. The event happened to be a Maker Magic event. See, these are we forgot about these Maker Magics where they were all like kind of like unique events.
Yeah, we've been to a few like that where the creative cachers in the area bring their gadget stuff that you get to play around with, the prototypes and stuff. That was always really cool.
So this event was centered around 3D printing. A few years ago, he got into the world of 3D printing and started creating and placing 3D printed caches in my area, and they were well received by the local community. Geo John had recently retired and was looking for a hobby. I introduced him to 3D printing, and he soon began creating and placing a lot of fun and highly favorited caches. When Geocaching HQ unveiled the limited time Maker Magic events, Geo John and I both knew we wanted to share our passion for 3D printing. Geo John submitted the event to HQ and was approved to become a Maker Magic event. When the day finally came, Team Gojak welcomed cachers to their home for the event, which doubled as a backyard cookout. Despite the heat, well over 80 geocachers gathered at their residence on a very warm 90-degree afternoon. They had 80 people for their event. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot. John manned the grills, and I kept 3 of our 3D printers busy printing throughout the day. This gave everyone an up-close and personal experience to see exactly how the printers operated. I put together a slideshow that discussed the types of 3D printers and different materials that are available for making caches. Just around meat, by the way. While everyone sat around in the backyard and enjoyed delicious food, John gave a presentation on 3D printing. Afterwards, he extended the invitation for people to come inside the house to see how he designs caches on his computer using an internet-based program called Tinkercad. Several cachers took him up on the offer, and they themselves were able to learn the basics of Tinkercad. In addition, John and I printed a number of things to give away to our guests. The items included 3D printed geocache containers, 3D printed keychains, and a ton of custom 3D printed event coins. The 3D printed Cryptex containers were some of the fan favorites. All in all, this Maker Magic event was a huge success. Thank you for letting me share this unusual event idea for your listeners. Happy caching at KC11. KC11 has given me actually a bunch of containers that were 3D printed. They're actually really cool. Jesse, those are those ones that we see, the ones I have in my ammo can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
KC11 also sent us badges for our Subarus.
He did.
Geocaching badges.
Yes.
Yeah, that 3D printer is awesome.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I forgot that was KC.
That was KC11.
Yes, it was. And okay, so for me, one more from me. I'm going to do Festivus for the rest of us.
Oh, Festivus.
Festivus for the rest of us was an event that was hosted in the Chicago area for many years, probably 9. I'd say
many years.
8 or 9 years. It was a huge event that it was always the week before Christmas. Just an example, like in 2011, it had 83 people. In 2012, it had 88 people. I mean, it was pretty big. I mean, it was in a bar, Josh. So imagine a bar with just 88 cashers in it.
That's a party.
And the best part about it, there was food, there was drinking.
Nice.
But they also had all the games. We had the feats of strength, which was arm wrestling. So we had a female and a male divisions of feats of strength. Airing of grievances, which was the best part, is what you would anonymously, they would give out slips of paper and you would anonymously air your grievance about a cacher. Okay. And then you'd hand it in and they would type it up on the screen.
Oh my God.
So you would see like Scott Burke's, like,
Scott Burke's cords are never on.
Yeah,
never
Scott Burke's, your cords suck, like stuff like that. It was great. We had that, the airing of grievances. We had a poll. The
Festivus poll was always there,
and it was trackable. And of course, it was trackable. The metal poll was trackable.
And then we did there was always a gift exchange.
There was a white elephant gift exchange. If you brought, you could take, kind of a thing. They had the huge ammo can, a monster size ammo can, and they always hit a special guest in the ammo can that they'd pop out and surprise.
They did that at Cabin Fever too. Borky from Iowa came.
He was popped out. Yeah, was that a Cabin Fever?
That was at a Cabin Fever.
Yeah. So Festivus, it was a great event. It really was.
We might need to revive Festivus.
Oh God, can you imagine reviving Festivus?
I think we need to do that.
Resurrect
Yep.
it.
It's been a while. When's the last time? The last one I think was 2017.
It's been a long time.
It's been a while since Festivus was around. We'll talk about it.
I think the lesson here is events where you go and chat with people and just have dinner, they're fine. But if you could add something special to it, or that we can do, you can still have a meet and greet, but to do something special or unexpected or unique, I just think that's gonna bring a lot of spice and life to it. It just makes the event so much more interesting.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, really quickly, I know we're running low on time here, so really quickly, we're gonna burn. And guys, if you want more information on our list, because we all have huge lists there that we're gonna burn through, but not talk like we've been talking right now. For example, I have on my list. Okay, I'm gonna burn through mine. Josh, you burn through yours. Jesse,
okay,
yours. I've got mine. Paper airplane contest flash mob. Everybody makes paper airplanes. Whoever throws it the furthest wins. It was awesome. Holiday cookie exchange. It's a normal event, but everybody brings 3 dozen cookies, and if you in little bags, and you could trade if you have cookies. Awesome event. You get a bunch of cookies. My kids loved going to that one. And I have supermarket sweep, which was my own. It was at a Japanese supermarket / food court where you'd go and you'd eat, and then I would give you a piece of paper. On it would have 5 items in the Japanese supermarket, but the problem was everything was in Japanese, 100% Japanese.
I love this idea.
So I just gave you pictures. You had to go, you had to find it, and then get me the price. That was that. Those are mine. Jesse, to you, your
Okay,
event.
my events, I have two that I hosted myself. One was for the love of caching. It was a Valentine's Day event that I held a couple of years.
Great.
And we had games like guess how many kisses are in the ammo can, and the closest won the ammo can full of kisses. And we had a what I like about you board where you would write something nice about another cacher who was there at the event to enter them into a drawing. And one year we used the logbook. The logbook was the Valentine's Day card that everybody signed, and then we sent that off to HQ, and they, of course, then sent me back a huge box of Lackey tags, which was really cool. So that was fun. And then I always do a holiday, Christmas themed and Easter themed scavenger hunts, where we do selfie scavenger hunt at the mall for prizes, which is always a blast. I've talked about that on the show before.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And then just some others on my list. I went to a fishing event one time where the host brought poles and gear and everybody could fish if they wanted. We had the Sunrise on January 1st event, except that was 2020.
We've never done that ever again.
I will never do that again.
This is what happens when we go to an event.
Right.
Sunrise.
Right.
2020.
A baseball themed flash mob at a baseball game where your favorite baseball team.
That was you did that.
That was my event. Yes, that was my flash mob. Glow stick flash mob event, the paper airplanes we talked about, lightsaber we talked about, and then just some other things that I've heard that I have not been to, but other ones that I've heard about. Geocachers Got Talent. I just recently saw this. I think this is coming up sometime soon, maybe in like out east somewhere. They're gonna do a Geocachers Got Talent.
Oh, you're
How
kidding.
cool is that? No, that's really cool. We have some local cachers that have done game night in their own house. And then one that we've talked about before on the show, I think Firefighter Skippy used to do, maybe he still does, discovery parties. Bring all your trackables, bring your books of coins, bring all your stuff, and everybody discover.
Oh, nice. That's great. I like that one.
That's my
Joshua, to you, sir.
Every year up here around Halloween time, we have the Erie, Pennsylvania Woods Scavenger Hunt. Every year they have a theme. And imagine kind of what Craig was talking about, like haunted house, but they take the woods and they make the woods kind of a haunted house, and they make it themed and family friendly, like pirate themed. One year it was dinosaur themed. One year it was aliens themes. And you go around to these different areas and you solve puzzles to get clues to find the final area. And then you go and they build this tent filled with like a big UFO that they actually build. It's pretty amazing. They do a great job. Nice. Another one I was thinking of is Snowman Burning Day, where in March we get so sick of the snow that people build snowmen out of paper, and then they have a big bonfire, and we like throw the snowmen into the fire to just like get our like, hey, we're done with this snow. It's hilarious. We do it every year up here, and Oh, I'm going to shout out Going Caching because their side events are all super unique. They put on a whole play.
That's awesome.
They have parades that are events that everybody's a part of a parade. They have a dance. They have a DJ with it. And they have, of course, like escape rooms and stuff like that. So, yeah, shout out the last Going Caching. All their side events are unique.
Nice. Okay, well, there we go, guys. If you want more information, I'm going to say it again, our show notes are rock filled with all this stuff that you can look up, everything we've talked about. That's it. That's all we got, right? That's all we got, guys. Thanks so much for listening. Just next week.
Yeah.
I can scroll all the way down here also. Next week's show, guys, might be a late start again. Unfortunately, apologize to the live viewers. Just because baseball playoffs, guys, good news, it's almost over. Playoffs are coming next week, so they start on Wednesday, so I don't know if we're playing Wednesday night or not. So next week I made it an easy one for us. Down the Rabbit Hole 3. Joshua, you've been part of Down the Rabbit Hole. You've been there.
Oh yeah, I've been down the rabbit hole.
You've been down the rabbit hole.
It's so talk about a unique podcast.
So next week, guys, because we don't expect if it's a late night, we don't expect that many people to be watching and joining us. We're gonna have a Down the Rabbit Hole next week. So Down the Rabbit Hole 3, me, Jesse, and Chad We'll be talking various topics, trying to get from one topic to the other via our good friend Wikipedia. That's what those shows are about. So that's next week's show. Joshua,
Yes.
plug your stuff, sir, please.
Well, you can find me on anything that says the Geocaching Vlogger, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. But I also have a podcast as well called Treasures of Our Town Podcast. We talked about it earlier. It's a travel podcast that is about the places that geocaching brings us. And I host that with See My Shell Craig. And that happens every other Monday. So you can find that wherever you find podcasts.
And Joshua was just on the news. You were on a morning show.
Oh yeah, that was wild. I was.
How did that? It was a really great. For the record, it was a really great interview. You really well.
That was nice. I was a little nervous because it was just like a one-take wonder. But yeah, the news station down in Tampa, Florida, they must have found me on social media and they were like, "Hey, we want to talk to you about geocaching." Wow. So yeah, on the 4th of July, I had a conversation with them. It was probably a slow, busy day, a slow news day. Slow news day. Let's talk to the geocacher. Yeah, exactly. No, that's a lot of fun. Trying to get the good word out about our amazing hobby.
Yeah, it was a great interview.
It was a really good. Yeah, you did. I told Jesse, Mike, you did very well. Yeah.
They even promoted my comic book, and I didn't know that they were actually going to do that. I was like, "Oh yeah, I have a comic book. Great, buy one." Yeah,
that's awesome.
It's cool.
Well, Joshua, always a pleasure to have you on, buddy. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Great to hang out.
Kind of last minute at Joshua, and he said absolutely. So it's always good to have you on.
Yeah, and I'll see you at Thanksgiving, giving thanks.
Oh yeah, of course. Giving thanks to Geocaching Vlogger.
Yeah.
How many years you've been coming on the show on Thanksgiving?
Right. Yeah,
put it in the calendar, whenever the show is before Thanksgiving or around Thanksgiving.
That's right.
So we always bring you on. So Joshua, it's always a pleasure. Thank you, Jess. Thank you, everybody who called in tonight. You guys are awesome. Truly appreciate you guys and everybody in the chat room. You guys are awesome. All right, we will talk to you guys next week at some point. So let's close the show. Please join us again every Wednesday night at 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central as we stream live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and on our website, geocachingpodcast.com. The archived video versions of our podcasts are available on our website or on our YouTube channel, and the audio versions are available wherever you find your favorite podcasts. If you like the show, please head on over to Apple Podcasts and rate, review, and subscribe. We really appreciate it, and it really helps the show when you do. If you prefer to watch the show, make sure you click that subscribe or get notified buttons to know exactly when we go live. And hey, if you haven't already, please consider becoming a patron of our show. With tiers starting as low as $5, you will get a ton of additional information, extra video, extra audio, only available to our patron members. Please head on over to patreon.com today and subscribe. That's patreon.com/The Geocaching Podcast. Thanks once again to our sponsors, Cachly, Logwork, FTF Geocacher Magazine, the Max Odds Body Company, Practical Geocaching, Ardent Crafted, PatTags.com, Geocaching Adventures LLC, and GeoGo. Please visit our sponsors, and when you make a purchase, you tell them the GCPC sent you. That's all we got this week, so we'll see you next week talking geocaching, taking your phone calls. In the meantime, be good, be safe, hug your loved ones, and we'll talk to you guys next week. And we're clear. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Everybody be well and safe. We will talk, guys. Joshua, you stay right there. Everybody be well and safe.
Of course.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.